Jeff, welcome. Thank you for taking time out today. We're going to talk about the Neiman Marcus Awards. It's been around a long time. It's been called the Oscars of the fashion world. It predates awards such as the CFDA and the Coty Awards. Why is it, well, maybe a little bit of the history, if you could explain the history of it, and why is it important at that time? Why did they launch it?
Well, Neiman Marcus has a real iconic legacy of recognizing and honoring visionaries in the field of fashion for their contribution. And what's really exciting is to go back in time and to think about Carrie Marcus Neiman and Stanley Marcus in 1938, bringing the whole industry together in a way that was unprecedented at the time, honoring people who were making a contribution in the field of fashion. They were emerging at the time. There was no icons of the time, and they were from America, from Europe. And that's something that has continued. Neiman Marcus has honored brand over the years and continued to nurture them, partner with them. Over the history, there's more than 130 visionaries who've been honored. And we have still many of them who still do business with us and are still thriving and delighting customers in today's world.
And tell us about why you're bringing it back now. Like, what's the timing? Why is it?
Well, it's been a vision of mine, and I should really be honest, a passion of mine to say, how do we bring the awards back in the context of our mission to revolutionize luxury experiences? We are an integrated retailer, we are a relationship business, and that relationship is with each and every one of the brands. This is about a collective. It's bringing the industry collectively to honor someone, to create a halo effect for all stakeholders. And it's fitting because it's our 85th anniversary. It's also the 50th anniversary of us recognizing Ralph Lauren and Missoni, two iconic luxury houses that still have either the creative director in place or the family in place. And I think it's very relevant today to bring something that existed, but bring it in a modern fashion.
That's interesting. Like, some say that the success of the future of the industry is based on the past, but you have to evolve it. You have to take it a step further, right?
I think you need to take it a step further. And what we're really looking at is, this is an award, and it's the industry coming collectively and recognizing someone. But then it's more than an award. It's also us saying to the recipient, we are connecting you with the American customer. We're connecting you with a customer we know, and we're giving you a platform to connect with anyone who doesn't know you today. Now, obviously, Brunello needs no introduction, and we've been in business with him for 20 years, but the idea that this is another page in our book with him, it's another page in the longevity of his brand, I think that's really exciting.
We have a clip of Brunello being interviewed by WWD's Jim Fallon and Lana Todorovic from your team. So let's watch that, and then we'll come back.
Great.
Lana, Brunello, welcome. Thank you very much. I'll start with you, Lana. So the Neiman Marcus Distinguished Service Award has, no pun intended, quite a distinguished history, yes. Obviously recognizing everyone from Christian Dior to Yves Saint Laurent to Coco Chanel. How did you move that award into today, and what made you decide to relaunch it now?
Throughout the history, or 85 years of the awards, there were over 100 luminaries, and really this legacy of bringing together the most coveted relationships between top luxury brands and customers. We built on that legacy with new Neiman Marcus Awards. There was also an element of purpose and values that sort of transcends fashion and makes even a larger impact on the industry and frankly on the world.
And how did you decide Brunello was the recipient of the 2023 Distinguished Service Award, and what impact has he had on fashion today?
It was a very clear choice. When you think about really this impeccable style that's very recognizable, this very elevated, superb craftsmanship approach to lifestyle luxury was really something that I think is extraordinary for the industry and made a tremendous impact. Even more than that, Brunello's lifelong commitment to humanistic capitalism to environment sustainability, to making impact in all of the communities, not just where you live, but as I said, transcends really around the world, is something that we very deeply value and something that extremely aligns with Neiman Marcus values. And so we are very much aligned on that point as well.
And Brunello, what does it mean to you to be selected for the 2023 Neiman Marcus Award for Distinguished Service in Fashion?
Sì, è qualcosa di abbastanza affascinante. L'ho comunicato a mio babbo, che è morto da qualche giorno, e lui si è emozionato, anch'io, perché devo dire, per me l'America è stata il primo mercato al mondo. Quindi avere un dono da Neiman Marcus, che io credo essere la più bella boutique o tra le più belle boutique al mondo, di grande qualità, meraviglioso il visual, meravigliosi clienti e molto speciali nei rapporti umani. Quindi io sono onorato di ricevere questo dono da Neiman Marcus e dall'America tutta.
And Lana, can you describe a little bit about Neiman Marcus Group's business with Brunello? I mean, how does it split men's versus women? Who is the customer from the Neiman Marcus viewpoint?
So we have been in a relationship for over 20 years.
A business relationship.
Yes,
let's
in a relationship. If you feel the warmth, it's because we really have a great personal relationship as well. And Brunello is an incredible host to all of us when we come to Milan. So that comes through as well. But on a business front, you know, this relationship has been really developing over the last 20 years. And I think what we are particularly proud of is that we really feel that we have built this success together. Our customers are really very discerning Neiman Marcus customers that appreciate the quality, craftsmanship, really incredible, impeccable, elegant styles that Brunello brings to life, and they actually collect his styles as works of art. So we have a lot of collectors that collect particularly opera knits and other items as their pieces of art. It's a larger business in women's than in men's, but I think also historically that balance is changing a little bit. Men are really appreciating aesthetic that Brunello brings to the fashion industry.
And I'll ask this of both of you. So Brunello first. What words do people use most to describe Brunello Cucinelli, other than wonderful?
Io ho vissuto la prima parte in campagna, facevamo i contadini, e questa è una bellissima vita serena. E questo mio babbo, che sempre per tutta la vita mi ha detto devi essere una persona per bene. Quindi se qualcuno dice che sono una persona per bene, sarei davvero emozionato. Quando mi chiamano imprenditore filosofo, questo mi piace, stilista filosofo, perché la filosofia è stata la fonte di ispirazione della mia vita. E dico sempre che l'essere umano è accompagnato ogni giorno da quel mal dell'anima che possiamo curare solo con la filosofia.
And Lana, what words do you think people use to describe Brunello? Now that he paved a very different...
No. In terms of his fashion or in terms of Brunello?
Both.
In terms of his fashion, as we talked about, it is exquisite, superb, tasteful craftsmanship, lifestyle collections. In terms of Brunello as a person, I think Brunello transcends fashion industry. His value system and his enduring values and beliefs are really what sets him apart. And I think his impact will be really felt for a very long time. And this is not just legacy in the making, but legacy for the future.
Brunello, obviously you talk a lot about humanistic capitalism, and that was something you very much emphasized during the pandemic. How have you built that into your company and how would you describe it?
Ma io ho sempre cercato, il sogno della mia vita era lavorare per la dignità morale ed economica dell'essere umano. Io ho visto mio babbo con gli occhi lucidi, umiliato e offeso, e io non volevo far questo. Quindi volevo fare giusti profitti, volevo che gli esseri umani lavorassero in bei luoghi di lavoro, che avessero un giusto salario e che fossero considerati in qualche maniera anima pensanti. perché se io ti do responsabilità, la responsabilità genera creatività. Ecco, abbiamo bisogno di tornare ad avere un grande rispetto per le persone altrui, sempre, ma ancora di più in coloro che fanno lavoro umili. Perché guardate, ogni padre e madre, consigliare il proprio figlio a fare un lavoro umile non è poi così tanto facile. Quindi dobbiamo tornare a dare dignità morale ed economica all'essere umano.
And Lana, is that important to the customer? Do they buy into the brand because of that?
It is very important to the customer, and the word that came to my mind is integrity. I recall during the pandemic where Brunello really extended himself and did Zoom calls with our customers. His positivity, his references to all the trials and tribulations that humanity has gone before were really incredibly powerful sessions for our customers.
Nel momento difficile della pandemia c'è un'espressione magnifica che abbiamo discusso di Tommaso Moro quando dice: "Oh mio Dio, aiutami ad accettare ciò che non posso cambiare, aiutami a cambiare ciò che posso cambiare". E in queste call abbiamo cercato reciprocamente di darci forza, di credere nella speranza e forse farci illuminare anche dal cielo e dalle stelle.
You have customers from Hollywood celebrities to Wall Street titans to tech people to normal people like me, etc. So, who do you design for? In your mind, when you're creating a collection, what do you vision?
Ma io ho sempre creduto nella bellezza. Io volevo fare qualche cosa di particolarmente bello, fatto molto bene da lasciare in eredità. Mi è sempre piaciuto miscelare le cose. Prendere una giacca di 3 anni fa con un pantalone di adesso, miscelarlo, sperando di avere quel gusto tipicamente della mia cultura, tipicamente italiana, cercando però di rispettare anche il creato, di farlo in una certa maniera e di non recar danni a nessuno. Io non so se ci sono riuscito, ma l'imperatore Adriano dice una cosa bellissima 2000 anni fa. Mi sento responsabile delle bellezze del mondo. Lui pensava questo e diceva: non ho conosciuto mai qualcuno che dopo un complimento non si sia sentito migliore.
Which brings me to the final question for Brunello. So, knowing your love of philosophy, what philosophical advice would you give to those who follow you, and what would your philosophy book be called?
Io credo che stiamo affrontando un secolo d'oro. Sarà sicuramente il miglior secolo dell'umanità. Se proprio dovessi dare un titolo, io darei la bellezza curando il creato. Torniamo a vivere in armonia con il creato, perché questo è ciò a cui noi dobbiamo fortemente aspirare, avendo immensamente rispetto per qualsiasi essere umano che vive in questa meravigliosa terra.
That was fantastic. Brunello, he's such a warm human being. It's just amazing to hear him and his philosophy. The first reaction that I got from that is the relationship between the brand, his brand, and himself and the company. And that's truly unique in the industry. How does that work? What are the elements of cultivating that relationship?
At Neiman Marcus, we lead with love, and we come into those relationships really thinking about how can we help express your brand, your creativity, the integrity of your DNA to our customers. And we're a relationship business. We create unique relationship with the luxury customer, and it's the best gift for us to know that brand partners like Brunello say that we are his largest wholesale partner in the world, that we've been in a relationship for 20 years, and that we both look at each other in the eyes and say, there's so many years to go, and let's write together an exciting moment for the future. And that is first and foremost, how do we delight the American luxury customer?
It was interesting you talked about COVID and the partnership, with the Neiman Marcus Group. How do you cultivate that with other brands? How does that evolve over time, and why is that important?
Well, the relationships need to evolve because brands go into cycle. and brands carry with one person like Brunello, or sometimes there's a new designer who brings a new energy. And I think what's really important for us is to always think about what is our role and how do we add value in the journey of the brand. We know that some of the things we do uniquely is we can offer access to a very unique customer base. We know that we have sales associates who are passionate about the brands and can really tell the story of the brands. Brunello himself knows the names of our, we call them DSAs, that represent his brands. And I think that that ecosystem of people who care about the integrity of the brand, people who want to delight, create an emotion with our customers, that is really the relationship that we build. And it's done differently based on the brand, because different brands have different personalities.
And the award plays a role in that, right? It's a way of it's a token of that relationship.
It's a token of the relationship. It's really strengthening the relationship. It's honoring the road that has led us where we are. But then it is very much thinking about the future. It's very much giving access to the brand partner to everything we can offer and apply his creativity or her creativity in reaching our customer.
How is this award being kind of modernized and brought into relevance for today?
The way we've modernized it as well is that it's much more than an award. It's much more than a recognition with the industry. It's creating a halo effect for all the stakeholders by offering to the recipient the ability to access our merchants or marketing and ultimately do something special for our customers.
Is this going to be an annual award? Do we have more to come?
It will be an annual award, because I do think that celebration is something we should do. Time flies by, and we've realized during COVID that we don't always have the chance to see each other, to be together. And there's an energy that is really real when you celebrate someone, and a halo effect for all stakeholders involved. I also think that the American customer, we've seen more customers participating in luxury and giving them something special from someone that they covet, either that they know or have heard of. I think doing that annually, there's so many great creative minds there that it's the right cadence.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time. I think this is looking forward to more awards and what you have planned. So thank you for taking time today.
Thank you, Arthur.